Hey, beautiful humans, Angel Shamsa back at it again with another episode of my podcast. Today, I would love to talk about kind of the year at a glance energetically, except kind of I'm going to do not the whole year, not kind of, but I am. I'm only going to do 4 months, so we'll do it in the 3 parts of the 4 at a time, just because timelines do change, they do converge. You can make other choices to kind of go from one direction in a timeline to a completely different one altogether. So we'll just keep it the 4 right now. So January, I pulled the cards, and ironically, we are at the end of it now, but it's all about action. It's all about using everything that you've learned up to this point, using all the elements, really honoring yourself and your ability to keep going and really go after your dreams, go after your goals. It's super important. So we love that energy for January, of course, New Year energy through and through. And then also hold your vision. So if you are feeling any discouragement around your goals or where you're headed this year, don't worry. Just dedicate yourself to whatever feels right. Ask yourself, is this bringing something to my life? Is it enriching me? Is it making me a better person? Is it helping humanity? Is it helping me to love better? If it's not, then maybe it's time to reassess, because we only want things that make us feel good. Sometimes we have to go through discomfort to learn and to go through tests and things like that. But when we're not going through the test specifically or an obstacle specifically, and we're just dealing with our own inner talk and our own inner voices and critics, that is the time that you hold your vision for your dreams, because you telling yourself a story about how you're not able to finish something or achieve something, that's not the universe telling you it's time to quit it. But if every time you think about doing something, it just doesn't feel right anymore, that's more of the sign. And then we're going to February. We're going to the beautiful Empress energy, feminine, divine, abundance. And it's kind of cool because we have this kind of action in the January, and the whole reading is like this, it's kind of this balance. It's all about balance. It's all about balancing the comfort and the action, which we just had the full moon in Cancer, and that was all water energy, but then the sun was in Capricorn, and that was all earth energy. So I've also been getting super huge amounts of visions and feelings and signs from the universe, all about duality and yin and yang, and this idea of balancing both this year. And a part of our awakening this next upcoming year is really understanding the power within both the yin and the yang, the action and the rest, and really balancing that out in our own lives. And anything that doesn't arise and seem like something that is cohesive with whatever else is going on, it's usually a big sign that there needs to be some change or some movement around that specific area in your life. So like I said, the action, and then the rest in the January reading, and then the Empress is more of the abundant yin energy, slower, more resting. And then you got the it's time to take action card. So it's kind of extending that actionable energy from January into February. We have momentum now. We have dedication now. We have commitment now. So why not ride that into the beginning of the whole beginning of the year? That energy is beautiful, beautiful to take advantage of, and to just be really highly aware of in your life as to which kinds of things are kind of feeding the direction you actually want to go, as opposed to feeding that direction where you feel like you need to go. Boo-boo, you do not need to go. Okay? You can choose. So, and then we're going to go into March. And this is a time for healing. And the Mother of Wands card I got, it is inverted. So it's a lot about self-reflection and really looking at the inner workings of your emotions and yourself, and really getting to know yourself at this time, really understanding yourself on a deeper level. In the first 2 months, you're going to spend a lot of action kind of putting things out into the world, and really kind of doing all the things that bring you to your destiny, doing all the things that bring you to that work part of satisfaction. But we do need that balance of healing, that internal. So you've been dealing with your external world majorly in January and February, but March you're going to go more into that internal world again. And it's spring, so you're going to think about all the seeds you want to plant for harvest in fall, and you want to think about all the things that you're currently feeding that doesn't feel right anymore, the things you have to pivot on, things you have to change. That will be a really good time, March. And then April, I feel like, is like a crossroads. That's the energy I'm really getting, is like this kind of, where are you going to go? Because this is going to be a detrimental and a monumental time of your life, specifically in April. Things are going to get a little crazy. I've been told by my guides, by divine, by universal synchronicities, that we think that 2021 was crazy. We think that 2020 was crazy. But 2022 is going to bring a whole new level of crazy. And it's good to be prepared. It's good to understand that whatever does happen, big, small, medium, they're kind of all energetically on the same level. They're all trying to get us to where we need to be as a collective, as an entire group of people who are dedicated to our destiny. And this year, y'all, everyone is getting their destiny, or at least a hint towards what your destiny is. So many people are going to get clarity on things that they have been asking themselves their whole damn lives. That's powerful stuff. And so as you go along trying to figure out and suss out what your destiny is and where you're supposed to be going, like truly, and not just kind of wasting time in this other area that you've been wasting time in because you didn't know where to go, you'll get that direction. It's coming. And the universe also wants to let you know that nothing is yet set in stone. And this also supports this idea that even if you are on a certain path right now, a certain trajectory right now, that's not your death sentence. It's not set in stone. Timelines do merge and converge and change, and you hop and skip and frolic from one to another a lot. And a gift that has been given to me specifically is I'll energetically feel those crossroad type of moments. And what I think is the funniest about these types of moments is they're so seemingly insignificant. It's plugging my phone into something. It's deciding to change a habit that I haven't changed before and I've had my whole life. It's choosing to go one place instead of another place. It's like jolts of energy of saying yes, 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 yes. Even though this trip seems really insignificant now, it is so significant. Even if the circumstance seems so insignificant now, it is so significant. And each day we're kind of making those mini micro choices where we're going to go. And yeah, it's just the possibilities are kind of endless. Opportunities are endless. And what are you feeding? What are you giving energy to? Are you giving energy to things that you don't even like? Huh? Hi, guys. I would love to know. I know I did. I know sometimes I still do give energy to things that really don't deserve it. And as we evolve, as we change, as we adapt, we understand deeper and deeper that these things are so ego-driven, so driven by the conditioning of our society. Have y'all ever had a thought where it's like a judgment or an assumption or something that you just kind of, I guess assumption is the best word, or judgment that you've made on something that kind of pops up and you're like, wait, that's not even my brain. That's not even something I would say, do, act. And you're like, why did this even pop up in my head? It's checking you. Your brain is checking you. The universe is checking you. The divine is checking you. It's saying, hey, do you want to be this person today? And you go, no. No, I don't. Or, yes, I do. And those are the moments that you really, meditation has really helped me personally be so much more aware of those little mini decisions or mini sayings and things like that pop up in your head, because that's how we either feed or starve the things in our brain. That's how we change patterns for good, is really acknowledging or not acknowledging at all and saying that's not me or that is me, and really committing either way, because that's what the universe wants to know. It's like somebody asking you 21 questions. They just want to know your answer. It doesn't mean that is who you are. They just want to know your answer. What are you as the observer of your life and not somebody who's an active character in your life? What is that person saying? Not the person who's stuck in your emotions and in your circumstances and all the 3D things that come with earth. All the pain, all the sadness, all the sorrow, all the bitterness, frustration. What is the person who's sitting on the other side of that and saying, I chose this life. I am so at peace with it because I know exactly why I'm going through what I'm going through. I didn't come here for an easy life. I didn't come here for just peace, love, and happiness. No, that doesn't cause character development. That doesn't cause me to go on quests and journeys to level up myself. I love comparing life to video games, y'all. If you haven't heard before, I think that we are just all doing character development in a game, and basically all these hard tasks and obstacles and all those shitty things that make us feel shitty, at least, because they're not that shitty. Actually, they're just things. They just are. And that's kind of something that we separate ourselves a lot from, is this idea of me being just me just being, even if nothing is good, nothing is bad, nothing is negative, nothing is positive, it just is. And all the things that are even uncomfortable, and that's why a lot of my podcasts, and if you have heard me previously, I start to say good and bad because I am so deeply conditioned to say those things that even though I consciously really don't believe in good and bad or positive and negative, I constantly have it come up in my life, or I constantly bring it up, or I constantly have a thought pattern that's surrounding this duality of good and bad. And though there is this duality of light and dark, dark is not bad. Dark is not negative. Even in spirituality, in doing spirit work and healing and life coaching and all of these things that I have now studied so heavily, it all talks about acknowledging both light and dark, living with both light and dark, balancing the light and the dark, exploring the light and the dark within yourself. And that just brings me back to this yin and yang duality whole mission of letting people know that it's okay to be both. I'm not always sunshines and rainbows. No, I'm not. I'm not always this version of myself that I typically present to this world. Why? Because I'm a human being and I have things that make me upset, or are things that frustrate me, or things that confuse me, and that's okay. We kind of have this idea that, like, even the people who present the most perfect on the internet, because I try and go out of my way to make people know that I am a fuck up sometimes, and that is okay. That's human. The people who present the most perfect are the most afraid to show their authenticity, guys. And I want this year to be all about embracing our authenticity and understanding that even the fucked up parts of ourselves have something to give. There have been so many moments in my long-term relationship with my husband. It's about to be 8 years, guys, in February. So excited. But what I've noticed is that even when we are being kind of the shittiest versions of ourselves, there are still moments where that version of that person, my partner, or me, and vice versa, we'll teach them a lesson. We'll show them some clarity on something they've felt their whole life. Or I'll get healing or closure on something I've been experiencing my whole life, even in the moments of anger, even in the moments of frustration. And it's all how you deal with it is really what it's all about. It's all about, are you letting it run you, or are you running the fuck out of it? Because that's what I came here to do, baby boos. I came here to fuck it up in the best and sometimes the worst ways possible. And if anyone wants to have grace and compassion for that, cool, you can ride my bus. And if not, sorry, you don't have admission, because at the end of the day, if you can't accept that I'm a flawed human being, you can't accept me. That's all it is. And I actually lost a friend of over 20 years because I literally tried to do everything I thought as a human being possibly to do to make something better, to smooth things over. And it wasn't good enough. It still wasn't enough. And sometimes you meet these walls and these people and these relationships and these circumstances where it doesn't matter if you pave a walkway of gold for them, if you are putting off fireworks, if you're giving them... I was thinking luxuries. I was thinking champagne and strawberries because for some reason that just seems so luxurious to me. See, even that, it's like champagne isn't the only luxurious thing, but because society has fed me that champagne and strawberries are super luxurious, that's the first thing that pops in my head. See, and that's so crazy because that's not even like my go-to luxury. My go-to luxury is like a bath with some herbs. But see, guys, everyone goes through it. I'm just trying to let everyone know, hey, you, hey, it's okay. We all go through it on one level or the other, and we're all trying to unprogram certain things in our brains. So, yeah, guys, don't get stuck at the wall, because usually you're the one creating it. Or you're not the one, or you're the one who's been programmed to be one way, and you're not acknowledging that things gotta change. Things need to pivot. And one of my favorite quotes that I used through the very beginning of my healing journey is, if you can't change your mind, you can't change anything. And that means even making a decision to go get some progress, to go get that promotion, to go start that business, to go be a bad bitch somewhere and rock your life and rock the world the way you know you can, bringing your specific and unique gifts to the table, because baby boo, we need you at the table. I'm tired of people with these pity parties on not loving themselves or not understanding what they're bringing to the world, even though I can look at someone and like in an instant I can tell what they're bringing to the table, what they're bringing to the world, what they're really, it's like we're all holding a currency in a lot of ways, and a currency of our authenticity. And when you are giving that currency away, it inspires and it shows people that they can be the same. So why not share that currency free flowing? And this is also kind of goes with this idea of, we got a lot of abundance coming our way, guys. Okay? And I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all can't be greedy with it. Because if you're going to be greedy with it, the universe will show the fuck up and let you know what's up. And say, hey, we need a bit of a reassessment on how you are interacting with the world. Because the entire world is a give and take. And if you keep taking, eventually they're going to stop giving. And if you don't take what they're trying to give, they're going to stop giving until you make the decision to change your mind and to go towards the things that are serving you and let go of the things that are not serving you, because we only have so much energetic room within our lives and our bodies and our minds and our souls, that if we're giving it away free on willy-nilly to everybody, when is it going to become sacred? When is it going to become something that we feel filled up by instead of taken away from? So if you're not taking, take more. If you're not giving, give more, especially in this time of abundance, especially this year. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I've talked myself out. I've channeled myself out. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you are going and changing the world in even the tiniest of ways, even if you're just smiling at a stranger. I love you all. Have a wonderful day, you divine ass human beings. Goodbye.